Welcome to the No Name Podcast, sponsored by Texsource. Here's your host, Ryan Boland and Mike Hoey.
What's going on, guys? Ryan here with the What the Screen Print podcast. Or, I mean, you still got no name, but we're still deciding. I mean, get over it. I don't care. Whatever. I want a great name. So, not set in stone, but I know we'll fight back and forth on this for a little bit longer. So just bear with us.
Years.
We have Mike here as always, the second co-host. He has more knowledge than I do, anyways, in screen printing. Maybe not on the products.
Yeah,
but all the
it's a good balance.
Yeah.
It's a good balance for sure.
And then our guest today is Scott Thompson. He is our salesman in Georgia.
Yep.
He's been with us going on 4 years. Travels the road in Georgia.
Yep.
He enjoys sitting in traffic, and he enjoys trying to make it everybody shop on time.
Yep.
In the nice Georgia traffic.
Yeah.
Atlanta traffic.
Yeah.
Atlanta traffic. Oh, it's like Talladega going there, 10 lanes wide.
What do they call the bridges? Spaghetti
Junction.
Spaghetti Junction.
Yeah. But no, it's a little crazy there. I mean, you can go 2 mile accident and you're sitting there for 30 minutes. I mean,
yeah, you literally take your life in your hands every time you drive through Atlanta.
Yeah.
At least I have, and I try to keep up with traffic, but once it gets over 80, I'm like, I'm done. You're just going to have to go around me.
That's why I like working in Atlanta, because then you can sit behind the wheel for
3 hours.
a couple hours and not do anything. So a couple questions we got for Scott today. How is the market in Georgia or Atlanta compared to? I mean, I guess you have competing vendors, but
Yeah, it's a pretty big competition up that way. I mean, you've got American Niagara, NASDAR, Screen Process moved a lot in that area. Tube Light, not as much, but I mean, there's quite a bit of competition that you fight with.
I mean, it's just January now. How are the customers doing? Are they starting to pick up? Are they starting to? Is it still slow? It seems like this January has been a whole lot more slow than.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I feel like I already started kicking up some of the big customers.
Last year, December, January, it didn't stop. It kept going.
I think it's because of the ink shortage last year. We stayed so busy. We had all that white ink, and we were just, I mean, me and you, we were pumping out that white ink for
They were making it in their garage.
Yeah, it was. We'd sell them anything as long as it was white. I mean,
That titanium oxide you've been hanging on to for years come in handy during the pandemic.
I'd call Ryan up every morning and be like, hey, man, what can I sell today? Yeah, we can only get out 50 today, but we can probably get another 50 out tomorrow. All right, let's go.
So, yeah, this was December 2021, and then in January 2022, it didn't stop. I don't know about All American, but I mean, it just kept going and going. The business didn't slow down. This year, it seems a little more quiet.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why, really, because, I mean, I've seen a few shops shut down, but not many, so I don't really know what's going on. Just wonder if people finally caught up, maybe. Got back from all the pandemic, got everything caught up finally, and they just don't have all the work they used to.
Yeah, and that's typical in this business, though. You know, when it's time for Christmas, and then until you hit the beginning of February, that was always our window of take your vacation here, and then all the things that you want to get your shop prepared for the spring,
Right.
And get all your ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm. Just get ready for the busy time where you're not going to have a break at all.
Yeah.
Screen printers, that's their spring cleaning in January.
Yeah, for sure.
Clean your
Yeah,
shop.
there's no time after that. You know, you're pretty much busy all summer long, and then the kids come back from school. So if you're in that line in the market, then you've got all of that school stuff going on. I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is and this is going to be two different ones, or maybe the same, but what is your go-to emulsion for brand new people that are trying to do stencils? And then if somebody wants an emulsion that works for their plastisol and maybe their water-based applications?
Well, my main go-to emulsion is probably our Procoat emulsion. It's very simple. I mean, the burn time's usually pretty quick, and there's room for air. You know, you don't have to be exactly on it. You know, especially with LED exposure units, it's not as close as it used to be. For water base, PHU 2 has been a good one.
Yeah.
Saudi, yep.
Yep, the Saudi PHU 2, and
What color? The Procoat is pink. What's the what color is Saudi PHU2?
It's pink as well.
yeah, it's like a reddish.
Yeah.
They used to come out. They used to have a PHU blue, but I think they got rid of that. I don't know if they still
Yeah,
have
the
it.
the two's definitely red. So
Yeah.
the Procoat is that a diazo?
No, that's a pure photopolymer.
Okay.
The nice thing about it too is it's got a 2-year shelf life, and the
Yeah.
other thing too is it's freeze stable. So if it freezes, when it actually thaws back out, you could still use it. Where a lot of emulsions, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Disclaimer. What emulsion did you say that is free stable?
I believe it's the Procoat, isn't it?
And that's because Bruce said us. So if anything comes back, we'll call him Bruce.
Yeah, we can call Bruce in.
But I think typically screen printers keep their emulsion in a cool, dry place, or we used to put it in the fridge years ago, especially those emulsions, the diazo that would last a month and then die on you.
Yeah.
It's sort of like silicone ink once you've catalyzed it. Is catalyzed a word?
Mm-hmm.
Once you've added catalyst, you can put it in the
Shelf life.
fridge,
Right.
and give it a little bit longer shelf life.
Yeah.
For sure.
The PHU too. That's pretty good. That's a good emulsion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 is what we ended up going to. The regular PHU with the LEDs, you just had like if you were a second off, you were.
Yeah.
So I think that gave a little larger shoulder
Right.
of exposure. And if you're starting out new, you want to be able to miss,
Right.
but still get decent results.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, that's one reason I like the PHU too. Is we've got a lot of customers. We got one of our local customers right down the road from us, PTS screen printing. They use quite a bit of it, and they say it works pretty good. And they haven't had an issue with it. And they've been using it for a while now.
And when you have new customers, because it seems like these days a lot of people are coming out of maybe they started crafting and then they got into the business. What is that point where, and I get this all the time online,
Yeah.
when you're trying to do halftone work, and then that's the big mystery for everybody. So that these emulsions you mentioned, they're good at holding the dots.
You know,
as well.
I haven't personally messed with it much, but I mean, I've heard that they do pretty good on it. I think a lot of people that do like really good, halftones and all that, they step up to like a dual cure to get a little bit sharper of the edges, from what I've been told. But I personally have not messed with that as much.
Yeah.
What about you? PHU, did you have good results on the halftones?
On the PHU 2,
The two.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were doing 55 and 65 lines, so that was, pretty small dot in the realm there. But I know a lot of people are afraid to get into it, and
I wouldn't want to print it.
and once people get an emulsion, they figure out all their times, they do not want to stop.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to switch someone on.
Yeah.
It literally, if you can't go in there and dial them in on it sometimes, I mean.
You could literally switch a Bud Light drinker to Coors Light before you could
I'm
get
not going to Miller. You'll never get me on Miller Lite. So that's somewhat true, except for Miller Lite.
Miller Lite.
Yep.
But it's less filling and it tastes great.
Are they a sponsor of the show, or
They could be.
they could be?
We only have sponsors on Friday afternoons because we actually drink then. And
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
I'm waiting to see that. Alan, make sure that gets in here next time. We Margarita Friday, right?
I said something last time. What's 5 o'clock somewhere?
Oh,
yes.
It always
and,
is.
Yeah, and the Jimmy Buffett thing, and I kept thinking it was a country song. It just sounds like a country song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Another thing you do a lot in Georgia is a lot of deliveries.
Yeah.
And what we're now kind of getting close to maybe announcing and be able to do is having delivery drivers.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are on the deliveries that you currently do. It kind of makes it rough for you to go from home to the office.
That's probably my problem. Is I live quite about an hour from the office, so going in there picking up stuff, I'm already an hour behind starting. But if we had drivers, I mean, I know NASDAR used to do a good route for a while in Georgia.
There's no delivery drivers in Georgia.
No, not anymore.
Except for the ones like the Uber hires or
Yeah.
Uber, or I don't know their names, but there are some delivery companies out there, but nothing that Texsource caters towards.
No.
But hopefully looking to get towards that. So I don't know your
Well,
thoughts.
Mine is, I mean, you look at just in the Norcross area. I mean, you saw 48 automatics and
10-minute span.
yeah, I mean, in a
Radius.
day of just sitting there. I mean, of all these shops, and if you could get these people every Tuesday, I'm going to swing by. I mean, it's just it would just be easy business, I think.
Yeah, and there's been a few times when Dwayne would deliver if we needed something bad, he would drive on down 85 to us. And I always thought that was, as someone in the business, you love that because the guy was taking care of you, but it was also for him to an opportunity to peek in the shop and talk to us. And I remember on such occasion, he brought some water base to me and said, like, try this red. And, so it's a good.
You're a little more inclined to want to try stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and you get past the gatekeeper. That's what the secretary up there, you get past her, like, hey, I got a delivery.
Yeah,
Let me drop it around back. And then now you're seeing what emulsion they have, what white, and then.
Yeah, and of course, every salesperson has the secret camera, that they have on their.
Taking pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think a delivery would help. The person would have to know knowledge, I think, though, on screen printing. I don't think you could just send a guy, a driver around. I think they have to have some sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Just go in there and throw it off and keep moving.
I mean, I wouldn't think they would need to know everything. I think that, like, hey, here's the right white. Here's
Kick it off the back of the truck.
I mean, that's what's happening anyways. UPS destroys. I mean, FedEx as well just destroys everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when those 5-gallon buckets bust open. Yeah, of water base. Yeah, those used to be real fun.
I've got a picture of one UPS damage that we have here in Georgia. I need to post it. I never had. I still had it on my phone, but it just exploded. It was a 5-gallon bucket of white. It exploded everywhere in the box, and it was just destroyed.
I think that's why we switched, didn't we?
Yeah, we switched to no longer putting them in the boxes. Now we just ship the 5-gallon buckets just straight out the door.
Yeah, we could have a whole channel on that. I got a poster printed one time on poster board, and it literally had a boot mark in the foam core. I mean, you could forensic say, like, this is the size he wore. And I mean, there's some damage going on.
I feel like if you put the fragile sticker on it, they just kick it more. Like, let's just throw it down a little bit more. I don't think it helps. Or this way up. I was like, they're not going to keep it that way up.
So be kind to us if your stuff gets damaged, people. The UPS is not nice at all.
File your own claim.
Oh, Lord. That's another issue we have. I mean, filing claims. I guess everybody has their own issues with UPS, but.
Well, then I say with T-shirts, when they come in bad, I mean, there's not really much that could go bad with them. But that ink, man, we get quite a bit of people. Especially, I think the 5s are so heavy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Back during the pandemic, when the gyms were closed, I actually took a rail system that we have in Georgia.
Yeah, the MARTA.
Yeah, put 5-gallon buckets on the side, got my forklift out, and did squats with the 5-gallon buckets. I couldn't go to the gym. So
I could do that with 1-gallon buckets.
So I would literally put the rail, like an actual shelf rail, and then put it under, get in between the forks, and get the 2 5-gallon buckets on each side, and I was able to do some squats.
That's when we started shooting videos during the pandemic.
Yeah, we did. We started doing a lot more videos during the. Yep. We also had a website guy that was started a brand new website for us during the pandemic. And then for some reason that lasted a long time. We didn't get a new website for a long time.
Yeah, I felt like we were like working on that for like 2 years or something. I don't know. I remember taking pictures and never seeing them.
But
it looks good.
It's great.
Yeah, it does look good now.
Yeah, it's very functional.
Yeah.
That's why. We were adamant on the functionality. We looked vastly through a bunch of other websites, and we didn't just looked at their layouts and how they were doing stuff, but I think ours is.
It's the searchability for me. Yeah. For me, like if I plug in and I just need, I don't know what that catalyst is called, and I just put catalyst, I want to be able to see that. Yep. You try that on some of the competitors' websites, and I've hammered them for years.
Yeah, I don't like having to log in to a website. I would like to see everything up front and figure out what I don't want to have to log in and that sort of thing. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to thank Scott for coming on to our podcast today.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Mike again with his expertise. And thanks for joining us.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right.